Once when you thought Arrow was getting interesting with just the League of Assassins, then you add mysticism or magic. Okay?
I can't help but think that the reason that Darth is winning is because I haven't been willing to go far enough.
Arrow! Season 4. Alright, so Arrow Season 4 is the 4th season of the CW Arrow show. Now, I've always enjoyed Arrow. The first 2 seasons, I believe, was the high of the series. Season 3 wasn't as good as Season 1 and 2, but I still enjoyed it. Season 4 was kind of a letdown, to be perfectly honest. First off, I did enjoy the season. Don't take this as a negative review. But there were some stuff that I wish that was improved upon. First off, the flashbacks. I'm sick of the flashbacks. Because one thing I don't like, in the second season, the flashbacks paralleled the main storyline, what was going on at the same time, because Slade returned to the city. That's cool. That's fine. Make the stories kind of similar. Season 3, they did the exact same thing for no reason. And they did the same thing for Season 4. I didn't enjoy the flashbacks one bit this season. I think next season will be more interesting just because they're going to Russia next season. So we're finally going to get that explanation of how Oliver joined the Bratva. But the main villain this season was Damien Darhk. Damien Darhk was kind of introduced at the end of Season 3 of Arrow. Darhk was a former member of the League of Assassins who was the right-hand man to the former Ra's al Ghul. The current Ra's al Ghul, the one that Oliver killed last season. Man, it's getting confusing already. They were kind of rivals. Damien Darhk stole some of the elixir of life from the Lazarus pit, and he has lived for a long time. Even in Legends of Tomorrow, the second episode, you see Damien Darhk in the 70s, exactly as he is. And this was also the season where Oliver decides to return as the Arrow. But this time not as the Arrow, this time as the comic book legend, the Green Arrow. I have to say, I enjoyed the new costume, but basically, he's basically the Arrow again. Let's just be honest about it. You also see Oliver as he dates Felicity. And you also found out that Oliver has a son that you found out in Season 2, but it's not really revealed until Season 4 to Oliver. You also had drama in Diggle's life, and I actually kind of like that. There was actually some story to Diggle this season. Because at the beginning of the season, he's like, I'm mad at you, Oliver! And then eventually you're like, man, poor Diggle. Also, you have Thea had to deal with bloodlust from the Lazarus pit. That was interesting, I guess. And then you also had Laurel as Black Canary. Now, as always, I do spoiler TV shows. It was interesting they killed Laurel off, and I'm kind of glad they killed her off. Not in a mean sense, but I didn't really care for her as the Black Canary. I always liked Sarah Lance better as the Black Canary. I just never bought Laurel as the Black Canary. I like Laurel as the lawyer. I don't like her as the Black Canary. But one storyline I kind of liked was when Oliver decided to run to become mayor. And at the end of the season, he does become mayor. And that's going to be an interesting storyline because apparently there's a whole storyline of Oliver being Mayor Oliver Queen. That was really cool. I'm curious to see what happens because the team was pretty much... The last episode was called Schism. What Schism was when the church had divided from the core. You had from the Catholic to the Orthodox Church. That's what a Schism was. The team pretty much splits up. I guess Diggle goes back to the army. Thea decides to retire because she realizes she's her father's daughter. But I enjoyed the season, but I wish they had done better. So I'm going to give Arrow Season 4 a C+. How do you see Arrow Season 4? What are your thoughts? Comment below, let me know. And guys, if you like this video, click that thumbs up button and subscribe to see more. All too easy.